Hello, I'm Rob Duboff, Senior ESG Analyst for Bloomberg Intelligence. And for this month's ESG News Bulletin, we'll focus on two key areas. First, we'll discuss the new administration's push to scrap DEI in both the public and private sector. And second, we'll talk about the upcoming proxy season, which should look significantly different than the past 4 years when the number of shareholder proposals surged, particularly for ESG-related issues. I'll then be joined by Lauren Foster, an ESG market specialist with Bloomberg Sales, who will walk through some of the tools we have on Terminal that can help clients navigate the upcoming proxy season. Soon after the second inauguration of Donald Trump, the president issued an executive order disbanding quote-unquote illegal diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI programs for federal agencies and contractors. This was largely a continuation of policies from late in his first term. However, the administration also tasked all federal agencies to work with the Department of Justice to develop a plan for up to 9 civil compliance investigations under the pretense of upholding civil rights laws. The order targets publicly traded companies and private institutions under each agency's purview to deter programs that constitute illegal discrimination or preferences, emphasizing the most egregious and discriminatory DEI practices in each sector. This follows a 2023 Supreme Court ruling against affirmative action programs that give preferential treatment to protected classes. While most corporate DEI programs are designed to expand opportunities and belonging, not based on preferential treatment, the threat of litigation and activist scrutiny may push companies to curtail even well-designed DEI efforts. Already, major brands from Target to Citibank to Pepsi and Google have ended aspirational goals for women and minorities in management and stopped or significantly altered their DEI programs. The executive order has even been felt on Wall Street, with Goldman Sachs ending a policy of refusing to take companies public if they did not have at least 2 diverse board members, including at least 1 woman. Proxy advisor ISS also announced it will no longer consider gender and racial diversity when making recommendations relating to director elections at U.S. companies. Still, investors are not necessarily on board with scrapping these initiatives, with an overwhelming majority of shareholders rejecting recent proposals at Apple and Costco to roll back DEI programs. Speaking of shareholder votes, the new administration has made major changes to the proxy proposal voting and engagement process in the last month, which will have significant impacts on the proxy season, which is set to really kick off over the next few weeks. The number of shareholder proposals increased nearly 50% from 2021 to 2024, a Biden bump driven by SEC guidance to companies to include more resolutions, so long as they relate to issues with major societal impact. But the SEC rescinded the old guidance in mid-February, taking a more narrow view on what issues can be included. Given most proxy statements have yet to be filed, we may see a significant drop in shareholder proposals voted on this year. The SEC also issued guidance for beneficial ownership reporting, causing both BlackRock and Vanguard to announce a temporary pause on all company meetings last month. This new guidance takes a broader view on what constitutes activism, including some forms of ESG shareholder engagement that would necessitate a more costly and restrictive 13D filing for some large asset managers. And speaking of the upcoming proxy season, I'll turn over to Lauren Foster to walk through Bloomberg's proxy data, engagement tracker, and other related news and research functions.
Thanks, Rob. My name is Lauren Foster, and I am Bloomberg's Sustainable Finance Market Specialist. Like my colleague mentioned, proxy season is almost upon us, and with the changes the new administration has implemented, it's more important than ever to keep track of and monitor new proposals, internal engagements, and any breaking news in the space. Bloomberg has tools and functionality to help you do this and support your stewardship, engagement, or corporate activities. BI Proxy is Bloomberg Intelligence's proxy tracker. It displays current and upcoming proposals with information like targeted company, annual shareholders, meeting date, proposal category, filer name, and result. These categories can also be used as filters to refine your search. For example, You are able to filter for all climate change risk proposals filed by Amazon shareholders over the past 3 years. You can also click into the Meetings subtab to see a chronological list of upcoming shareholder meetings. In addition to BI Proxy, we also have ENGT, our engagement tracking tool. ENGT allows you to create records for your engagements so you can monitor and report on project objectives, interactions, and progress with your companies that you invest in. You can add tags, due dates, summaries, and more to each engagement and also see a high-level view of your entire engagement strategy. While it is part of your terminal access, you do have to be enabled for it. You can run the function and click Request for Demo or reach out to myself or your sales representative to do so. Lastly, you can run NI pre-proxy for access to real-time stories on how institutional investors and pension funds intend to vote their proxy. You can refine this search using keywords or sources, and you're also able to set alerts for breaking stories. And with that, I'll pass it back over to you, Rob. Thanks.
Thanks, Lauren. And as a reminder to our viewers, more data and research related to these topics and much more can, of course, be found on Terminal by going to BI ESG Go. Thanks for joining us, and please stay tuned for next month's Bulletin, and we'll see you then.